Welcome to the first session of the cellular mobile communication. The topic is Introduction to Telecommunication Systems. Introduction to Telecommunication Systems. Here in this topic, we are discussing what are the fundamentals. What are the fundamentals of telecommunication? What are the fundamentals of telecommunication? That is, what is the development growth? What is the development growth? Here, what is the development growth? What is the basic use of your telephone? The basic use of your telephone is voice transmission, basically. But nowadays, we are using multiple services are available. Multiple services are available. Right. Here, first of all, what is meant by communication system? What is meant by communication system? The communication is a word which is used for technical side, which is used to sending and receiving information. Sending and receiving information between two persons, between two nodes. What are the examples of information? The information is voice or data, image. All should be converted into electrical form. First one. Once converted into electrical form, then it is converted to either radio form or light signals. Here is sometimes you have to encode at the transmitting side and decode the at the receiving side information. Why you are going for encoding and decoding? Here encoding and decoding which are used for security purposes. Right. Suppose for we are using electronic exchange. Electronic exchange. What are the examples of electronic exchange? Nothing but voice transmission. We have to transmit data, video, music, email, web page, etc. What are the best examples of these communication systems? Radio broadcasting, TV broadcasting. Here in this term, what is meant by broadcasting? Broadcasting is nothing but transmitting a signal from one to many. That is radio broadcasting. That is, they send audio signal from one antenna. You have to receive multiple receivers. That is the broadcasting. And PSTN, public switch telephone network. That is your landline phone. Your landline phone nowadays we are using for voice transmission. Fax purpose we are using. Modem also used for internet connection. And cellular phones and computer networks, satellite systems, Bluetooth. These are some of the examples of communication systems today. Finally, the communication design concepts. Selection of information, varying waveform. You have to select how much bandwidth required to transmit the particular signal and power of the waveform. With the bandwidth, why you have to select bandwidth exactly? Suppose we have to transmit your voice in terms of kilohertz, in terms of 12 kilohertz is enough. But we are going to transmit your video files. We require in terms of megahertz and gigahertz bandwidth required. And what is the noise? You have to what are the noise is there? Are the received information? Cost of the system. This is the 4 design concepts you have to choose. What is what type of information? What is the bandwidth? How much power required? And what is the effect of noise at the receiver and cost of the system? This is about communication system design concerns. Here, what are the different types of modes of a channel operation in a communication systems? That is, what is the directions? Whether it is single direction, whether it is 2 direction, whether it is at a time 2 directions. That is based upon that. The modes of channel operation is simplex, half duplex, full duplex. Here, what is meant by simplex? Simplex is nothing but only one-way transmission. That is, we have to transmit data, we have to receive only one. There is no reply. There is no reply. Here, what is the best example for simplex? Your television and radio. Only we have to receive the signals only. There is no operation from reverse side. This is about simplex. Next, half duplex. Here in this half duplex channel can send and receive the information, but not same time. Nothing, but we have to transmit it in a first slot. After completion of the transmission, then only you have to receive, but not at a time. This is about half duplex. Here in this half duplex, the error detection and correction is possible. Error detection and correction techniques are possible. What is meant by error detection and correction? Whenever at the receiving end, is there any error occurred? At that time, we have to check whether errors are present. If errors are present, how to verify? It is possible in half duplex, but in simplex it is not possible. But simplex is not possible. Here, what is the best example of this half duplex is walkie-talkie. Walkie-talkie. Nothing but once we have to send information, the device, once received by the receiver, then he replies. This is about walkie-talkie is the example of half duplex. Next, full duplex. Here in this full duplex, both directions simultaneously at a time can be possible to transmit information. That is the best example. Your telephone, voice transmission. At a time, conversation takes place for both sides. That is about full duplex. Next, here see this one. What are the different types of networks are present? That is local area networks. That is LAN networks. Nothing but within the short span, short distance, we have to connect more number of nodes or computers is called a local area network. Here, what is the method to transmit data? Here, the transmit data in a local area networks is packets. Instead of transmitting total information, we have to go for fragment the total information into packets. After fragmentation done, then transmit packets. That is the concept of packet switching. Here we have to follow some protocols, that is access protocol and routing protocol. Here see this one. Here how the packets are transmits. See this one. Originally we have to transmit 0101 1011. This can be divided into 2 packets. Here see this one. First 4 bits are 1 packet. The next 4 bits are another packet. See this one transmits, but not same path. From sender to receiver, each packet can be take own path. 0101 take one path, and 101 will take another path. Finally, see this one received. And the destination is 0101. First packet received successfully without error. And second packet also received 1011. Finally reached to the destination. See this one. We are received the signal at the destination is 0101 1011. This is a method to transmit information in a LAN. Next one is wireless local area networks. Here in previous session, we are used to connect computers by using wire connection. But here, the wireless local area network, that is wireless connection between the computers. That is, suppose you are using Wi-Fi connection in your homes or college through one hub. The hub is fixed at the roof of the building. You have to access, that is wireless local area networks. Here, what is the maximum range is 100 meters from hub to your computer. Here also you are using packet switching. And the backbone of this wireless local area network is best effort service. Here see this one. We have to take the information, divide into 2 packets. And first you have to reach the information to your hub and hub to destination. See this one, the how the signals are follows. Right. Next, wide area networks in the network. Here wide area, nothing but the distance is increased. That is widely connection. Whether it is through a cable, whether it is to connect the satellites, whether it is connected to fiber lines. Here, what is meant by wide area network? It is a combination of LANs and MANs. LANs means local area network, MAN is metropolitan area network. Here also using packet switching and flexibility is possible and guaranteed to transmit. And the protocol which is used in this wide area network is TCP/IP. TCP/IP. That is, we have to connect for a more in terms of thousands of kilometers network connection. You see this one, how the signal is transmits. First 1011. There's a like this. We have to transmits. Next, we are going for the basic difference between analog and digital systems and sources. What is the definition of analog information source? That is the analog information source which produces a message which are defined in a continuous. What is the best example? Microphone. Microphone, which is the input is voice, output is electrical signal. It is continuous. See this one, the figure graph shows analog signal. It is continuous one. And what is the digital information source? The digital information source produces a finite set of possible messages. Finite set of possible messages. That is, it is not a continuous. It is just like in terms of zeros and ones. See this one, how it works. Right. Here, what are the best communication systems? What are the blocks in the communication systems? That is input messages and transducer, inputs transducer. What is meant by inputs transducer? What is meant by transducer first? The transducer is nothing but which converts one form to another form. Here, suppose I am taking input is our voice, the output is electrical signal. Microphone is the example for input transducer, which converts from input voice to output electrical. Then we have to transmit a signal through a channel. The channel it is maybe a wired channel or wireless channel. Wired channel is nothing but two-wire pair, twisted pair, optical fiber cables, coaxial cables. Wireless nothing but air is the medium, air is a channel. Next block is the receiver. We have to receive the signal. Next, output transducer again converts from electrical to voice. The best example is speaker. Final go for output messages. Output messages. Here, this follows a Faraday's laws to convert from one form to another form. And digital communication systems, we have to transmit data in terms of digital from transmitter to receiver, analog information. This one, the waveform shows what is the comparison of analog and digital information. How to convert from analog to digital? By the sampling process. Here, what is the different difference between analog and digital? What is the technology of analog is which records waveforms. Digital is nothing but which converts from analog to digital and representation based upon the voltage. And uses of this analog, various computing platforms are available and which is used for different types of operating systems. And digital which is used for computing. And signal type is continuous and digital is discrete type. And representation is also continuous and digital is representation of a discrete. And application is for best analog is thermometer and digital is PCs and PDS. And data transmission not of high quality in analog, but high quality is possible data transmission digital. The voice is more important in analog signals. And response to noise mostly likely to get affected in analog, less affected in digital. And best representation of waveforms in analog is sine waveform and digital is square waveform. Example for analog is human voice in air and digital is electronic devices. This is the difference between analog and digital systems. Right. Why you are going for digital systems instead of analog systems? Is there any advantages of digital communication? And very cost is reduced. It is very less expensive. And privacy is more. Encryption is possible. And less effect of noise. Errors may be corrected by using coding. And long distance purpose we are using these digital communication systems. But what are the disadvantages of this digital communication? Here for this drawbacks of this digital communication is bandwidth. Sometimes we are getting bandwidth problems and synchronization problems. These are the two drawbacks of digital communication systems. Here see this one, how encoding and decoding in digital communication. See this one, especially this is used in digital communication systems. First one we have to take digital source, that is what is the digital information we have to transmit. Before transmission of a digital signal, first we have to go for encoding and other signal processing. Encoding and other signal processing. Nothing but here we have to add extra redundant bits for encoding. What is the mean by redundant bits? Either we have to check parity bit method and reflection method and cyclic redundancy check. Different types of encoding techniques are this. You have to add some redundant bits. The output which given to carrier circuits, that is go for modulation, then transmission through a channel. In that channel some noise is maybe added and receive the signal at the receiver. Again we have to check what is the carrier signal. Here nothing but after this one we have to go for decoding. Finally digital receiving. Here why we are using the same carrier frequency for modulation and demodulation. Modulation at the transmission side, demodulation at the receiving side. Nothing but suppose I take best example for radio broadcasting. Suppose they have to take radio broadcasting. In the radio station, they send audio signals with some carrier frequency. Modulate then transmits. Here at the receiving we are tuning, right? We are tuning for 104.8. Here what is meant 104.8 megahertz? Nothing but this is a carrier signal. At the transmission station, they are sending audio signal with a carrier of 104.8 megahertz. For the receiving side also, we have to tune up to 104.8 when both should be synchronized. Then we have to receive the audio signal. That's why the carrier signal we are using same for both modulation and demodulation. You know basic block diagram of communication, that is transmitter, channel and receiver. You know how how communication systems works. Input is whether voice or data or images. Source that transmits through the channel, receive and decode. Here are the main points in this communication system. That is we have to transmission and receiving the data and different types of information available. Different types of hardware and network issues are available. And we have to check is there any errors are present and what is the class of design, whether it is analog or digital. These are the main points we are discussing. Next, we are going for overview of channel or medium. Nothing but the connection between transmitter to receiver is the medium or channel. Whether it is guided or unguided. Guided nothing but wire connection. Unguided is wireless. What are the best characteristics of this channel or medium? We have to transmit high quality of data. High quality of data and how much bandwidth are available. How much bandwidth are available. Nothing but for the designing of this medium or channel, we have to consideration some factors, that is bandwidth, transmission impairments, that is what is the attenuation we are getting. What is the attenuation? Reduces signal strength from transmitting end to receiving end. And interference, Due to is there any frequency bands or problems? Overlapping of the signals. And number of receivers. This is the factors you have to check at the time of designing the channel or medium. That is bandwidth, transmission impairments, interference, number of receivers. Here this is shows exactly how electromagnetic spectrum at the top of the shows in terms of frequency, at the bottom shows wavelength. That is ELF, extremely low frequency, voice frequency, very low frequency, medium frequency, high frequency, and very high frequency, ultra high frequency, super high frequency, extremely high frequency. That is, we have to take electromagnetic spectrum divided number of bands from ELF to EHF. It is in terms of 10, 10 power 10 square, 10 cube, 10 4 up to 10 power 15. For the normal telephone, for landline telephone, we are using from up to 10 power 4. For radio, nothing but for wireless from 10 power 4 to 10 power 9. For microwave range, 10 power 9 to 10 power 11. For infrared, 10 power 11 to 10 power 14. For optical fiber, we are using the frequency range is 10 power 14 to 10 power 15. Here in this show, see this one, different types of channels are twisted pair cable is shown, coaxial cable shown, optical fiber, and air is the medium, radio signal shown, satellites is shown, and AM radio. Here, the best examples of guided transmission media, that is twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, optical fiber. Here, these are the cables are depends upon distance and point to multi-point. Here, see this one, the what is the differentiation of the applicable guided medium. The twisted pair cable, whether it is a single pair or multi-pair. Frequency range from 0 to 3.5. The maximum attenuation we are getting is 0.2 dB attenuation per kilometer at the rate of 1 kHz, and delay is 50 microseconds per kilometer. Repeater spacing is 2 kilometers. Here, what is meant by repeater? Suppose the radio station, that Doordarshan AP main station is in Vijayawada, but we are receiving signals in Tirupati also. Is it possible to transmit a radio signals from 500 kilometers? It is not possible. It depends upon the strength of a signal. We have to use some repeater stations. What is meant repeater? For every 50 kilometers, 2 kilometers, depends on application, 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, we have to use one repeater station. Repeater is nothing but receive the signal and increase the strength of a signals and again retransmits. That is repeater. And for twisted pair cables, multi-pair cables is 0 to 1 megahertz with a typical attenuation of 0.7 dB per kilometer at 1 kHz, and typical delay is 5 microseconds per kilometer with repeater spacing is 2 kilometer. And next one is coaxial cable. For these, the frequency range is 0 to 500 megahertz with a typical attenuation of 7 dB per kilometer at 10 megahertz. And delay is 4 microseconds per kilometer, and repeater spacing is 1 to 9 kilometer. And finally, the optical fiber cable, that is the frequency range is 186 to 370 terahertz with the typical attenuation of 0.2 to 0.5 dB per kilometer, and typical delay is 5 microseconds per kilometer, and repeater spacing is 40 kilometer. Here, where exactly use it? This twisted pair cables used for your landline telephones. The connection from your home to nearest office. And coaxial cable, which is used at your dish connection to transmit video signals. The video signals data is high. That's why the frequency also used from 0 to 500 megahertz. Optical, nowadays we are using optical fiber cables for all purpose. Replace twisted pair cables, replace the coaxial cables by using optical fiber cables. That's why the frequency is increases. See this one twisted pair picture. We have to twist it, 2 cables. And applications of twisted pair is telephone networks and buildings of private branch exchange. And we have to connect local LANs. The speed of 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. This is the applications of twisted pair cables, which is used for both analog and digital times with a limited distance, limited bandwidth, limited data rate, and more interference occurs. And crosstalk can be occurs. What is a crosstalk? A background noise. Suppose we have to connect a call, we have to receive one voice signal, but in background also we are getting some disturbance. That is about crosstalk. Next one is coaxial cable. The coaxial cable consists of a hollow outer cylindrical conductor. A hollow outer cylindrical conductor that surrounds a single inner wire made up of 2 conducting elements. See this one, coaxial cable. The center having inner conductor. So we have to check your dish connection cable. Insulation, after insulation, outer conductor is there, outer sheet. The speed is in terms of 100 to 10 to 100 Mbps. Average cost inexpensive and medium type of connectors are used. What is the inner conductor is copper. And especially this is used for cable connection, aerial to TV, and long distance telecommunication systems, which can be used. And LANs also we are using these coaxial cables. These are some of the applications of the coaxial cables, which is also used for both analog and digital type. Next last of the example of guided is optical fiber cables. Here in optical fiber cables, we have to transmit a signal in terms of light signal. That is, input is voice, first convert voice to electrical, again electrical convert to light signals. See these pictures of optical fiber cable. Here the optical fiber cable having the center having core. After this core having cladding. After this cladding is we have protection jacket. Here the core is made up of glass or plastic material. The inside we have to transmit a light signal by using light emitting diode, which converts from electrical to optical signal. And the principle of this optical fiber cable is the principle is a connection is a zigzag manner. We have to transmit a signal, and it is a small size and less weight. This is optical fiber connectors. I think optical fiber connectors all should be available in our laboratory. Once we have to come to laboratory, the particular faculty is shown what is optical fiber, how it can be connects. The benefits of this optical fiber is greater capacity and it supports hundreds of Gbps. Small size, less weight, less attenuation, and greater repeating spacing. And less EMI. One experiment also is there, electromagnetic interference experiment. It's shown there is no electromagnetic interference in optical fiber cables. The applications are telephones, internets, LANs, CATVs, long haul trunks, metropolitan trunks, rural exchange, subscriber loops, and CCTVs and military applications. Here for the conversion at the transmitting side, we are using LEDs, laser diodes for the purpose of converts from electrical to optical signal. Next one is wireless transmission techniques. From 2 GHz to 40 GHz, it is a microwave and high directional and point to pointing and satellite communication purpose we are using. From 30 MHz to 1 GHz, it is omnidirectional broadcast radio. What is the difference between directional and omnidirectional? Directional is nothing but we have to transmit a signal in a particular direction, and omnidirectional is nothing but we have to transmit the signal for all directions. That is the difference between directional and omnidirectional. And 3 into 10 power 11 to 2 into 10 power 14 is infrared. And you know what is meant by broadcasting radio? We are using omnidirectional antennas. We are using a broadcasting radio, and which is used for UHF and VHF. Line of sight must possible and suffers from multipath interference. And infrared, it is non-coherent infrared light. It is line of sight possible infrared. That's why we are using in TV remotes control and blocked by walls. The infrared signal blocked by walls. And wireless propagation. Here the wireless can be propagated in 3 routes. One is ground wave, one is sky wave, and line of sight. Ground wave anything but we have to reflect from ground. Sky wave we have to the signal reflected from ionosphere. And line of sight path, a good direct path from transmitter to receiver. This is about 3 signal travels propagation, that is ground wave, sky wave, and line of sight. See this one ground wave propagation. See this one transmitting antenna. Earth is in a round shape. Here one is transmitting antenna, another is receiving antenna. Signal propagation. This is our sky wave. The transmit a signal reflected by the ionosphere. The final reach to the receiving antenna. This is about sky wave propagation. And good line of sight path, nothing but a good direct path. See this one. The both transmitting and receiving end we have to visible. That is about line of sight path. Especially the line of sight path is free space, and we are getting some observing atmosphere, and multipath also possible sometimes, and refraction can be takes place. This is the losses we are getting with respect to distance. That is in wireless communications, nothing but air is the medium. Whenever the distance is increases, the signal strength can be decreases, and we are getting more loss. See this one, multipath interferences for mobile and microwave links. It is ground reflected, wall reflected, and reflected by the top of the buildings. We'll discuss later classes. And you know the PSTN? PSTN nothing but public switch telephone network, nothing but your landline telephone. In the landline telephone, your home landline telephone to pole to central office or telephone exchange by using two-way pair. See this one. This is your home location to your pole of the pole to switch. One switch to another switch. That is one telephone exchange to another telephone exchange. All telephone exchanges are connected to one main system. This is about PSTN. This is also how the PSTN can works. See this one from your home to poles by using twisted pair cable. Finally reach to the light protector. Next go for poles to number of poles. Finally reach to the central office. Check whether you are even your home or village or your town having landline connection poles are there to connection your home to poles to central office. This is about the basics of telecommunication systems. Before going to the main topics of cellular mobile communication. Thank you very much for attending this session. Do you have any query? Type your query in a chat box.